Hey, what's up, everyone? I hope everyone's doing okay. I'm back to my comfort game. I just love the mechanics of this game. I love the environments. I just love urban exploration. This has a lot of things I love in this game. Even if you took the story out of it, like if the story bothers you, like I could play this game just on gameplay alone. But yeah, that's why I'm going back to this. I beat this like when it first came out, but I kind of rushed through it. This is the first time like I'm playing it and kind of knowing what's already going to happen. So I'm kind of enjoying myself. Although after playing The Last of Us Part 1, they kind of blend together. But anyway, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to try to talk sometimes, kind of limit it because I know I can be a bit much sometimes. But yeah, hope you're all doing well and I hope you enjoy. Wow, I really love how the colors of this foliage. I'm not exactly sure what kind of plant that is. Somebody's going to be like, it's none of that. It's a skull. It's a scoliosis estasis. I know scoliosis is like a medical edition of like condition, but I was just trying to think of like some sort of scientific sounding name. But yeah, like when the moonlight hits it, like even though this doesn't have ray tracing, whatever type of lighting they use, like it seems to adapt colors to the environment, which it looks really cool. This is like where they adapted technical limitations with really good art design, and I absolutely love that about this game. Even though this game is very impressive technically, I don't know how they squeezed the power out of the PlayStation 4. This is running on like basically the PS4 Pro settings, which I believe is 14. It's like 1400p, and then it upscales to 4K. It has like some ups. I don't think it's native. I think it has some like upscaling to it. But this is one of the games where you don't see too much of that like checkerboarding, like artifacting that you sometimes see on edges, where the edges look like they kind of move. I noticed it a lot when I played the Resident Evil 4 remake. Horizon Forbidden West was one I kind of noticed it in on the at least the I know they updated it the early performance mode. I'm talking, so now I'm completely disoriented. It looks like I took care of this person or somebody took care of it for me. You can't beat a good journal with sketches in a book. One of my favorite things about Life is Strange, and I'm glad they added it to this game too. I mean, I think this was the first game that really did it. Like, weren't there notes in the original? Because I don't. Obviously, this came out after Life is Strange. I don't remember exactly when Life is Strange came out on PlayStation 3, but I think I was already living in this apartment, which means I at least played the PS3 version of The Last of Us. I don't think the remastered version had come out yet. But I believe that book had some sketches in it. But I just love like these books. These books are like these journals that like characters have are almost like a character in itself. Really appreciate this. I wonder if some of this was actually like sketches from doing the conceptual art. That would be interesting. But this very much reminds me of the journal of any of the Life is Strange games. Who has my favorite journal in the Life is Strange games I've played? I guess I'd have to go with Max just because she adds stickers and photos and stuff way more. It's way more interesting, although I do like Life is Strange 2's sketch-based, mostly sketch-based journal. But I think they're all well done, and I love to have that aspect. And you know, often people say a limitation on books
Because
is
that
you
should
never
work.
hear like the characters' inner dialogue and stuff like that. Well, in games through journaling and stuff like that, that kind of compensates like that lack of being able to tell that part of the story like through a film or whatever. Like a game can do it that way. So that's an interesting thing to me, anyway.
All right.
the first times I saw the shadow cascading effect from the flashlight in Silent Hill 2, it like blew my mind. I was literally in a room like doing this. Sometimes you'll see me to like slowly look around in games. That's just because I'm looking at how the lighting works or how good a texture gets before you start being able to see the flaws of a texture, etc., etc. Like when it starts to get blurry or pixelated. But yeah, I remember that blowing my mind. So when I see it, and like if that's a PS2 game, and I don't see that feature being added with a flashlight in a modern game, I'm like, come on now. Man, I hope they don't fuck up the Silent Hill 2 remake. I'm really looking forward to that. At first, I thought that was a map. I thought they were just being lazy with the details. Like a floor plan of this building, it would be more accurate. It definitely didn't look like a map. I think everybody has PlayStation 3s in this universe to narrow down the time frame in game. Although everybody plays like Crash Bandicoot and Naughty Dog games. They like have a modern system, they're still playing like the first Crash. That's not even a reference to this game. I think they have some made up games in this one. But they do. I do believe I've seen like a PlayStation hooked up to the TV. I might have already walked past it in this room. Or maybe these people are just not cool enough. Like I don't try to be a fanboy for systems, like say like be biased, like this one's better, like I'm fully aware that consoles are more comfort to me. So I guess I'm a Sony and Nintendo fanboy as that's my preference to play things on. But like I don't have anything against Xbox. Sometimes I think what they do to companies is kind of disappointing. Like it makes me sad when I see like how Rare is now, like Rare Soft. Like those are the people that made Donkey Kong Country, Conker's Bad Fur Day. It's like, what are you doing with this amazing studio? But I'm sure the same people don't work there anymore. They have that pirate game like Sea of Thieves or something. I don't know. I played it for a little while. It wasn't my thing. That Ubisoft Marine game looked more interesting to me than the pirate game, but again, that's personal preference. It just didn't seem like there's a lot going on in that game. But it was fairly early, maybe it's different now. Should I read this to you? Okay, let me attempt this. There's going to be a word that I'll be embarrassed to pronounce, even if I think I know how to pronounce it right, and I'll fuck it up. I know you're all like, get on with it. Alright. If anyone finds this note, my wife Paige is waiting for me back in the old conference center at Pike in Convention right across the brew pub. Please take her this medication. She's pregnant and could die without it. I thought I could make it. I've lost too much blood. I was sprinting through the woods, heard some whistles, and then an arrow pierced my side. I ducked into this place. Think I'm safe. Can get any worse? Can't get any worse, right? Starting to feel cold. Now this is all scratched out. Stole all this medicine from the hospital. Should have grabbed some blood too. So I guess that's like his thought that he's like, fuck it, I shouldn't have wrote that down. It's like, bad joke, never mind. She'll tell you. I'm always making bad jokes. Was there more that I didn't scroll down to? Yeah. If you find Paige, tell her I went peacefully. Tell her I hope they live happy lives. Tell her I love her, and tell her if it's a boy, don't name the kid after me. I should have said that louder because of the exclamation point, but you know, pay me. Oh, I'm joking. Go with the name we picked, Simon Vickers. That sounds like some name from the Resident Evil universe. I don't think it is, but it just sounds like think Vickers was somebody's last name in Resident Evil. And now I'm thinking about it the whole time. Thanks, Letter. Great. Supplies caked with rat and roach shit. I can't wait. Imagine I don't smell too keen myself. It looks kind of dried out, but I don't know. This is Seattle. It's pretty humid around these parts. Or at least I imagine it would with all the rain. I've never been to Seattle. It looks lovely on the night. Well, I guess every city looks lovely when they show you all the nice parts. So it's just like here. Um, every city has its areas, and of course that's what you see online most of the time, unless you watch some video that explores the controversy of something. Let me take a deep breath in. All right, there we go. What direction are we supposed to go? Because I have just rambled and lost track of everything. But that's fine. Imagine if you didn't want to hear somebody ramble, you just play the game. I mean, that's what I would do. But I'm not like a live stream person. I just know people appreciate live streams, so I figured, why not share my gameplay? Even if you went back to your people, you're like trying to snitch. Probably not the best thing. I mean, yeah, we see his entrails are there.
Now he's free.
Search for stragglers.
No!
Find that straggler.
Ambush! He came from back there!
Sure did.
Eyes wide, spread out. We missed someone.
Kind of sound like Mark Hamill a little bit. Sleep the good sleep. Yeah, that's that hammer. That's pretty brutal. Let me take that from you. I think, and I never thought I would say this, I think The Last of Us Part 2 has better stealth mechanics than any Metal Gear game. I feel like going forward, every third-person action stealth game should copy this game. I feel like this is the standard of a good third-person shooting controls with platforming, just like the Call of Duty standard of like a first-person shooter on console controls. Drop.
They can't be far.
They. It's just me, baby.
Straggler!
Oops, wrong weapon. I was talking about how good the controls were, and I pushed the wrong button, but that was my bad. I think I want to restart this encounter, because that was kind of dumb. I'm not trying to waste all my shit on, like my fuck up. The problem is, I played the Resident Evil 4 remake before this last night, and reload square, where square is like the swing button.
Now he is free.
Search for stragglers. May she guide us. Hunch that something was
One
off.
thing about the scars is they don't seem to go off on their own as much, and they seem to communicate very well, and it's in whistles where you can't understand it. However, if you play the other campaign, you'll hear the whistles, but in the subtitles it actually tell you what they mean, because they know what the whistles mean, and that's a nice little Easter egg if you've never noticed that before. Also, if you never noticed, every bad guy actually has a name, and if they're killed, sometimes the people will actually yell out their name out loud. That is something I've never seen in another game. But when you have this much money, I guess you can do whatever you want.
Gotcha.
Matthew! It's an ambush! That
You
way! It came
think?
from that way!
Spread out. Someone's out there.
What's the worst thing you could do? Unless you're close enough together where, like, you can throw a Molotov cocktail and then do it. I'm just gonna hide behind your line of sight. I feel like all of a sudden the Lost Boys are gonna show up from Peter Pan. These moments can be incredibly stressful, but when you pull off a nice streak, it is so satisfying. I promise I'm not that morbid. It's just because of the mechanics are just so fun. To me, anyway. How did you not get hit?
Dick. Be ready.
I love the fact that you can crawl prone. That is something I really missed when playing The Last of Us Part 1 again. Well, actually not again. It was a remake. Is there another one? Damn, that was close. Not that you'd have much of a chance. Not to brag. Just lucky spot to be in, at least for me.
Eat shit.
I was wondering if the blood physics work different in the water. This game actually, the blood trickles down. Like, I don't know whether it's animation or physics based, but the way it almost looks physics based. A sickle. I don't know how that acts. Really kind of want to find those bodies just in case I can recover some arrows, but I'm colorblind and green is the color I have difficulty seeing. So everything kind of just blends in because it's all shades of green and brown. Sorry, my dog was having a nightmare while she was sleeping. there anybody even left? I cannot believe I have not been able to recover one effing arrow. One thing, I think the hardest thing to get used to in this game is having to push fire to reload. What I mean by that is, like, it won't fire if you push the fire button. You have to aim and push fire for your gun to go off. But most games it's like square. That's why you saw me swing when I was trying to reload my gun. But once you get used to the controls, I think these controls are so well designed for this type of game. There's so much you can do in this genre where I felt like other games of this genre felt so restrictive, especially with transversal and your options of what you can do. So I guess he's not having a good day. You're in a better place, I hope. Oh, I forgot about these. I won't get into details, but yeah, I forgot about this. I'm pretty sure this is where, like, no, I'm positive. This is where the gameplay demo was that they first showed off. I mean, I'm sure it's changed over time, but this was like the demo where people weren't sure if it was like real PlayStation footage or not. I think people especially got skeptical when Cyberpunk 2077 was delayed as much as it was and then released. Similar things are happening with this game, and we're like, oh shit. And then people leak the story online. And because the story didn't go in the direction I guess people imagined in their head for a story they didn't write, they're mad about that. I wish people like who are angry with the story at this point, you're not gonna hurt Naughty Dog if like, especially if you buy the game like used or whatever. But like if the story is the only thing that's holding you back or not wanting to support Naughty Dog, but you really like games, like just skip the damn cutscenes. Because you're missing out on some of what I consider the best third person melee combat shooting stealth mechanics I've ever played in a game, not to mention some of the best graphics I've ever seen. I mean, to my eyes, this game looks better, especially since the PS5 helps it run at 60. This game looks better than a lot of PlayStation 5 games I played by far. Wow, I bet you wish you didn't do that. They're a rowdy bunch. This level's so masterfully designed with the open windows and everything like that. I can't praise it enough. But this game was in development for forever. This is what happens when you don't rush a title. Tomb Raider. I love the music too. It's just like doom, doom, doom. It's like just getting you up for the tension. I think Naughty Dog could make an incredible, like, John Rambo game. Would they do it? No. Just like I would wish Naughty Dog would make an Indiana Jones game and not Machine Games. They're like, they already have Uncharted. Yeah, there's a lot of action adventure movies that are like Indiana Jones, but there's only one fucking Indiana Jones. Sometimes it's the character. I hope Machine Games does well, but I was kind of disappointed with Wolfenstein 2, the New Colossus, and then the Youngblood. Like, I adore the first game, but there's too many stealth mechanics in the second and spin-off game where it's like it's too reliant on being stealthy. I don't feel like there's a lot of options to go guns a-blazing, where I felt like the first game had the perfect balance. Oh, look at the environmental fog. It's really capturing like that rainy weather feels so well. Before I proceed, what do we have going on here? I need to advance my hearing. I should have quite a bit of pills, you know? What am I doing with these? Yeah, what's smarter to do it than in real time, right? This hearing. There we go, listening mode. At least now I can move faster. Oh, that's so much more helpful. Right. So what shithole are you currently located in? Don't worry, I will find you. It's cool. Everything will be alright. Just go to sleep now. Shit stained on the floor. Man, you guys are stingy. There's nothing to loot off of you all. Alright. So we go in the opposite direction of that hanged man, that I know. But let's do some searching before we leave the premises, because I need supplies. I always need supplies in this game. I shouldn't even need to say it. The lighting in this game, like I said, it's not ray traced, but I mean, they could do a good job of approximating. Like you can kind of see this being colored differently because of the light source from over here. So yeah, it's pretty convincing. I mean, it creates a believable environment that feels real, and then when you go outside, all of a sudden there's like a layer of fog, and it doesn't feel like a limited in draw distance like it often does on Nintendo 64, or like how Silent Hill and PlayStation 1 used fog. I believe there's a shopping center nearby if I'm going from memory. Like I said, like playing The Last of Us Part 1, because I didn't realize what The Last of Us, the original game, looked like until like I went back after The Last of Us Part 2, and I was like, in my mind, I was thinking it was looking like The Last of Us Part 2 or close to it, maybe slightly worse, and it looked way different. And then when I played The Last of Us Part 1, it kind of looked like the beginning part of this game, so in my mind, like, those two games kind of blend together. This and the remake. I don't know if I could ever play the original again after playing the remake, though. I know a lot of people think that the remake's a cash-in and pointless, but if that's the only version I want to play, there must be some merit to it. And I beat some form of the first game, like, probably like 4 times, maybe 3, if I'm being, like, modest. And who knows how many times I picked up and played it over the years. This game I only beat once when it first came out, so this is like my second playthrough. I was kind of sick when I was playing through this game, so I didn't get to appreciate it as much. I was trying to get through it, but I was still exploring and everything, like I said. I put a decent amount of time in it when it finally recorded my time, but I physically didn't feel well when I was playing it, even though I was enjoying myself. So it's kind of a different experience to go back and enjoy this game feeling fairly healthy. I know this is such an intense game, but for me it's so relaxing. I guess I'm weird. This reminds me of like those abandoned mall channels that you see on YouTube, or like retail archaeology and channels like that. I love those things. Or like when people go in abandoned hospitals. And then I just love the wilderness environment. The only game that like I feel like trumps this wilderness environment is on Red Dead Redemption 2 that I've played. Trying to think of another good wilderness environment I really enjoyed, like one that felt real, not like a interesting one to explore. Like, so I'm trying not to think too fantasy here. I want to say Horizon captures that a little bit. As far as modern games, not so much. I would like to see Far Cry um, try this type of environment. I really would. Just once. Get away from, like, tropics, Montana, like, I really liked Montana, actually. That was pretty diverse, because that wasn't just one thing, and that had wilderness in it. But yeah, like, create, like, a wilderness with, like, a very city environment. They have it somewhat in 6, but it's, like, tropical in city. But there is a lot of like a diversity environment in Far Cry 6, which I really appreciate. I felt like New Dawn was kind of a step backwards, but I feel like it was just a tide you over, even though it's technically a direct sequel to 5. I thought it was a sequel to Blood Dragon. Surprise. They did do like some sort of Trials fusion sequel to Blood Dragon, which is really random because that's a completely different game. One thing they did take out of Far Cry 6 that I don't understand is the level creator. I always thought that was cool and they should have established it on it more. Speaking of which, September, they're not going to support Dreams on the server anymore. You can still upload and stuff, but I thought that was the coolest like game on console as far for creators. But the fact that it's on console, I feel like it's the wrong platform. I feel like that game would have thrived on PC more. But maybe they're working on something better. But it was like, it was cool to check it out every like few weeks or so and see what people create, whether it's movies, little games, or whatever. Who's seeing me? Oh, you? You struggling?
We're under attack! Keep him over there! I'll put you down!
Try it. I don't know where you're shooting from. Right where I need not to be. If you get up from that, I will be shocked. But I hear the music calming down.
That's it.
Doesn't even have a head anymore.
Oh, damn that city.
Yeah, I thought that would have
Where's
fucked him
that
up
fucking
quite a bit.
hospital?
I sound like such a loser with how much profanity I use. I don't mean to be vulgar like that. I'm so monotone, I feel like it helps, like, emphasize my words a little bit. No matter how much I stream, I don't think it'll ever feel natural, but I feel like I'll get better. That's my goal, just to improve. Not to even be good. Just be better than what I was. You gotta start somewhere, I suppose. Note to self, remember to make sure all weapons have as much ammunition as they can handle. Or that I have, let's be honest with ourselves. Okay, I'm overloaded on everything. I'm actually pretty good on health, surprisingly. I need more bullets, though. Considering I can't see the interiors very well in that building, I'm guessing I can't go in there. Alright, let's just climb on this. Just because. Because we can. Alright. I believe this is going to start yet another encounter. Here goes. This is run. No, good thing I didn't do that. Alright. That's run in Resident Evil 4. You can actually push the stick in Resident Evil 4 Remake, but I feel like it's difficult to do the 180 turn with the analog stick. It's easier to push R1, which is also run in that, and then push backwards real fast by pushing R1 at the same time. It's easier than clicking the stick in when you do it, for me at least. But in this game, run is L1, and R1 is, I mean, R1's listenings. I just wanted to make sure I didn't fuck that up. Like I said, when I play these games, a lot of times I slur and stumble over my speech because I'm so self-conscious about what I'm saying. I'm sure it doesn't do anything to talk about my insecurities all the time, but, you know, just being real with you all. I'm not pretending to be someone I'm not. Hey, what's up? How are you? Nice to see you again. We have cups. They're very sturdy because none of them are getting hit. No, I'm not wasting bullets on it. I was going to say that one's on sale.
Same here, bruv.
Awesome. How's your day, man? I guess it's close to, I guess it's morning there? I remember around 7 you said it was like 4 a.m. Hey, what's going on? How are you? Uh, some shit's about to go down.
Well, we are fasting.
Oh, yeah. How's that going?
Fine, Brian. 2 a.m.
Oh, that's good. Are you allowed to drink water, or do you have to abstain from everything? I'm sorry if I'm asking ignorant questions.
Everything not allowed.
Oh, yeah. That's dedication. Much respect.
Not even sex loudly crying face. New do not matter.
It's okay. There'll be time for that later. I've never really been into PUBG personally.
I feel joy answering them and telling you about our culture.
Yeah, no, I love learning. Like I'm not asking to be sarcastic or ironic or anything. I'm legitimately interested in everything. Yeah, I knew there was a battle coming up. I believe was in the E3 demo.
Mashallah Habibi.
You motherfucker!
I should plan this out a little bit better. And that's that.
Don't let her escape!
No, yes. Not wasting all my ammo and everything and then be low later. I think those are supposed to be fireflies, but they definitely look like moths to me. Are you kidding me? Why the fuck would it... Sorry. Why the heck would it start me over here?
Freeze! Oh, shit! No! No! No!
Austin! We're under fire! Strap! Get the wall!
I'm gonna probably switch games because at this game, when I set the encounter, it literally set me back an hour in gameplay, and I don't want to record like me doing the same thing over again. So I'm gonna switch to Resident Evil 4. Unfortunately, since I'm playing this on PS5, I have to stop the stream and start a new one. So if you all want to watch, I'm sorry, but I just can't justify playing this for another hour right now and basically recording the same thing. So, let me get past this at a different time and start from there, and then switch games. So thank you so much for all who watched this stream, and if you restart the channel, a new stream should start soon. Okay, thank you, take care, bye. Sorry about that.